Personally, yes. Personally, yes. Today, in today's society, gender equality exists in the workplace. Do I believe that it existed in the past? No. The reason for it existing, I think that our society has changed so much now.
No, not at all. I think that gender equality is something that we won't have in the workplace for a little while. We're definitely on our way. But as far as equality, I don't even think that'll ever exist.
No.
No, because women have always been lower than men, like throughout history and like civilizations. The patriarch exists, therefore women are usually used for baby making.
Yeah, I believe that everyone should have the same rights, no matter what gender you are.
I believe that it should exist. It doesn't exist everywhere right now, but I think it's getting better.
No.
I believe that in certain workplaces it does exist, but in like the higher, more advanced positions, such as CEOs and businesses and corporations, it's not as equality or equal as it should be.
The term glass ceiling means that a specific gender has worked their way up to a point, and soon they're seeing the top. So they're probably in a corporate position, and they're heading to the top. But soon they meet that end where they think that they're advancing, but in reality, certain I guess obstacles are keeping them from reaching that.
Not necessarily gender specific, but it's when an individual can no longer, move up the corporate ladder due to their gender.
Yes.
Yes, it is where women are thought of reaching their full potential in a workplace and they cannot go further up, therefore they are not equal to men.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do know what the glass ceiling is.
Glass ceiling is the level at which, or the highest level in which a woman is allowed to succeed in a workplace.
The term glass ceiling means that women are below men, and they're trying to break through it and like exceeding and getting equal pay in the workplace.
I think that as time progresses, we are seeing that less and less.
To a certain extent, individuals will, depending on how they were raised and their background, will kind of perceive their gender in a certain way.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's psychological. Boys are supposed to play one role and women are supposed to play another.
I believe there's still gender roles. I don't think there should be. I feel like everyone should do what they want to do.
Maybe not necessarily in the times they would before, like with everything it involves and it puts on a new face, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist anymore. So yes, I believe they do exist.
I think they do still exist. It does have to do a lot with like how people are raised and their different religions and families. Because in a lot of families and religions, women are supposed to stay at home and men are supposed to go to work. But in today's society, it's changing a lot, where you see more women going to work and men staying at home.
Actually, I work for the Wolfpack calling office, and we call parents a lot and let them know that yes, there have been a lot of assaults on campus, and we just have to move past it. Not necessarily move past it, but come up with new solutions to curb those sexual assaults on campus.
Most definitely. Statistics will prove that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I believe it exists. It exists kind of everywhere.
Definitely, yes.
I do think sexual violence exists on this campus. As a resident assistant, I see quite a bit of cases, not in Rye Hall exactly, but within the campus that come through. And it's not really your stereotypical sexual violence on campuses. It's not all fraternities. It's kind of a widespread.
Most definitely. I think that I would consider women vulnerable, but then again, there are vicious, insane psychopaths also that we can't really control.
I do not believe so. A gentleman that's intoxicated, beyond inebriation could be easily just as sexually assaulted as a female.
Yeah. Probably towards females.
I mean, women are physically less stronger than men, so women are usually the victims of the abuse. But then again, men can be victims as well, but a majority is women.
I don't really think it's geared towards a specific gender. I mean, males get blamed for it, but it can go both ways.
Yes, I feel like it's more geared to, I guess, females. You hear about it all the time, the predatory man. You have a whole fraternity that is rumored to based solely on sexual violence. So, I mean, it's clearly not men suffering it, it's women.
I think on our campus, most people gear sexual violence towards women, but a lot of sexual violence does happen to men as well. A lot of people don't recognize that.
Yes, I do. Personally, I don't have a problem taking care of myself.
Absolutely. I feel that I don't involve myself in any situations where I would be put in a situation where I was vulnerable.
Yes.
When I'm not by myself, yes, but I just carry around pepper spray and stuff with me to protect myself, obviously, but I guess so.
I feel safe on campus. I'm sure many people have different thoughts on that, but I feel safe in general.
No, I used to until I actually started learning and paying attention to the campus, and now it's I won't even walk from West Stadium to my dorm alone. No.
I do feel safe on campus. I have lights, a lot of night classes, and I always see campus cadets and police out. As well, the blue lights on campus do help me feel a little safe, that if I can run to that, at least I know it can scare them off a little bit more. And I do carry a weight whistle.
No. And anyone on the campus should tell you that as well.
Verbal consent? No.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it.
I do think that verbal consent is always needed. There is also nonverbal consent, such as shaking your head and stuff. But a yes is always the best way to go.
Yeah. Do I think that males on campus, especially those psychopaths that I was talking about, would come after another male? Yeah. I mean, it just depends on who they are and who their target is, I suppose. So
I don't believe so. I think that's how I was raised.
No.
I guess, yeah.
I don't think it's just my gender. I think it's just the way I think, that it's just a safe campus. So.
I think it's a mixture of reasons: my gender, my race, everything. I mean, I just don't feel like this campus is necessarily safe for everyone, no matter who you are. It's just not safe to be alone. anywhere really.
I don't think it's because of my gender.
Is probably one of the hugest things that the University of Nevada and the universities all across America are really trying to focus on is consent. If there's not consent on both sides, then it should not be happening. If you are even remotely under the influence, it's probably not okay.
Solution to sexual violence, I really don't think there will be any, as far as like communicating to students. You will never know how someone's going to act under the influence, and so when you get individuals under the influence of alcohol or whatever substance it may be, there's really just no telling what's going to happen. So I guess the only solution would be to crack down on as much underage drinking.
I guess trying to work on like diminishing gender roles and having women be equal to men, and having I guess like males and females taught that they're equal and that men are just like stronger and can take advantage of girls.
I mean, there's probably a lot of solutions that people can think of. It's not going to stop it, so yeah, it's hard for me to say.
I feel like solutions, when it comes to solutions for like certain things, the solution starts within the individual. So they have to change their thought process. They have to change how they think. They need to change things about themselves, because I would say, oh, we need to teach courses on this, but we already have sexual violence courses at orientation. We need to make sure that parties are safer, but you can't regulate parties. I don't think there's any environmental things you can do that aren't already being done yet that can really like end it. It's more like women have to feel comfortable enough to go to people when they experience sexual violence or they feel like they've been threatened, and individuals who are those predatory individuals, you need to change something within them.
I think a good solution to sexual violence on campus would be having everyone go through more training about it, because if everyone thinks that's only women and it's only because of certain situations, they're always going to stereotype it with it. But if it happens next door to you or in a house across the street, no one's going to notice. I feel that everyone should have to like go through some kind of training or situationals.